Muslim communities in Muslim minority communities in the West or in Europe or whatever. I mean, like you said, for example, in the UK, they're organizing and trying to get this candidate or that candidate elected, or this party or that party. But there isn't really any ongoing emphasis on political education, political understanding, economic understanding, geopolitical understanding, or any of those fields of knowledge. Because part of it is that Muslims in the West are in a continuous state of trying to protect their deen. They're trying to protect their own iman. And so there's a great emphasis on very specifically religious issues and religious identity and aqidah and religious studies and this kind of thing, which is obviously very important. And it's very important for the reasons that I mentioned, because they just want to protect themselves. They want to protect their religion when they're surrounded, more or less, by kufr. But that also makes them unequipped to actually participate meaningfully and with will and an informed will to participate in the managing of society and in the political sphere, because they're not politically educated. So for example, they can be easily manipulated by any politician who just comes and visits a mosque. And so they think, oh, he's on our side, he's a good guy. But you don't know anything actually about his policies. You don't understand anything about his policies. And you just look at whoever can kind of pander to the Muslim community in one way or another, and therefore will support that candidate. And this just makes the Muslims a pawn in the West to be moved this way or that way. And so if the Muslims in the West or any Muslim minority community can actually get the education and get the understanding and understand what their role is or what it can be, and then they can start playing that role in society actively based on knowledge and information and analytical skills and intelligence, then I think that they'll be able to actually determine their own position in society, and they'll be able to participate in the political sphere and the economic sphere and every other sphere much more effectively. But at the moment, because there's so much emphasis, and I'm not saying that there shouldn't be, but there needs to be another emphasis, not only on matters of faith, not only on matters of deen, not only matters of aqidah and so on. Those need to be there, and they are there, alhamdulillah. But what's missing is these other fields of knowledge. But yet Muslims want to participate in the political sphere without any information, without any skills, without any expertise. And that puts them into a realm where they are vulnerable to manipulation, and where they can't actually perform effectively or constructively in the political sphere. They're just used one way or another. They just get kicked from pillar to post, and they don't have a way to even defend themselves practically. So they're just so busy trying to perfect their aqidah and to protect their aqidah that they don't have the political acumen to actually defend themselves politically or socially. So hopefully, inshallah, if we're providing this kind of knowledge and this kind of training, hopefully, inshallah, that will serve the interests of the Muslims. Because there's no point in talking about if the Muslims aren't there. They're there, and they're not going anywhere. And talking about making hijrah, I mean, let's be frank. You have plenty of people who want to be muhajirin from the West, but we don't have any ansar in the Muslim world. So if you're going to make hijrah from Germany to somewhere in the Muslim world, you're going to be on your own. If you come to the Muslim world, if you come to Malaysia or Indonesia or the Arab Peninsula or any of the Arab countries or any of the Muslim countries, there's no ansar to welcome you and to take you in and to take you into their house and to give you a job and all of that. So it's, practically speaking, very complicated. It's very difficult. It's very challenging. And for many people, it is next to impossible to leave the country that they're in the West, especially if they were born and lived there their whole life. So there's no point in talking about if the Muslims aren't there. You know what I mean? Because they're there and they're going to stay there.